Hey, this is Rocket Brain Surgeon. Today we're looking at the Type 64. We're following around Duel Master as he scouts in this Tier 6 Chinese tank. The Type 64 is one of the very rare tanks that I have not played. I've played almost everything, so I'm not going to give too much of a pros and cons on the tank. I'll let him do that. He wrote a full review, link in the comments, go check it out. I was mainly interested in this replay to figure out how he would scout this map in this tank. Since it's a tier 6 tank, we can see that there's only 580 hit points. On the enemy team, there are some high alpha tanks hitting for 400. There's even an autoloader, there's artillery, so if he gets spotted, this is actually a really dangerous proposition for him. Now, the place where he went on G8, there's a little rise there, so if he does get spotted from within the woods, he just kind of backs down that rise and he just has to evade artillery because the little hill is cutting off the angle. The problem he has is the tanks that are invading town can spot him and shoot him, and that little rise is actually on the wrong side. So he needs to get out of there quick. He has a pretty good response and leaves the area fully intact. I'm impressed with the acceleration and speed and even the agility of the Type 64 so far. Seems like it can do everything that you need it to do when you want it to. So now that he's not spotted, he's going back to that area and he's going to be looking into the woods, spotting for artillery, spotting for the people on the rise. Now, he's taking this path on the left because he's using that rise. Since there's no one in town, those guys got cleared out. He's using the rise to be able to cut off the angles from people within the forest. He kept up his momentum when this T-34 was spotted because he didn't know if he was going to be counter-spotted. He actually was not counter-spotted, and once Sixth Sense fails to go off, he goes back in there. Now, he's not shooting. The Type 64 has the M1A1. You should be familiar with this gun. It's on the M4 Sherman. It's on the EZ-8. And if you did not unlock the M6's Top Gun, sadly, you would use that Top Gun on the T-29. He's not firing at the T-34 because that M1A1 doesn't have the best base penetration, nor does it have alpha. At 128 penetration, it's very dicey to go through the front. Maybe he can get through the lower part of the front of the T-34, maybe. But even then, he's risking getting spotted with something like, hey, there's an IS right here. Risking getting spotted to deal 100 damage, that's just not going to be what you want to do. So in the higher tier games, you are going to have to play more of a scout role. And this is one of the interesting situations. There's a lot of foliage between him and the IS, and you can see that 128 penetration, it's not even going through the side of a tier 7 tank. It's just not enough. In Tier 9 games, this is certainly going to be a problem with the base round. The camouflage on the tank seems to be very good. He's able to spot his opponents without getting spotted in return. The caveat to that is the IS and the T-34 don't exactly have good view ranges. Here he's deciding to be more aggressive with his shooting, and the reason is that you can see that you can't see through the foliage, right? So you can just see the bushes in front. You can't see the translucent bushes. This means the IS, the bushes are going to block, even if you had a camouflage rating of 0, the bushes are going to block the IS from seeing him, and he's well within the view range of the IS, so the camouflage really shouldn't matter. There's an AFK IS-3 right there, and instead of continuing to shoot that IS-3, Duel Master decides to make a run at artillery. I would have actually liked if he would have shot the AFK IS-3, because the IS-3, once he got out of the woods, spotted him, and now he kind of has to run for his life. And it's fine to run for your life like this. I mean, this is the best situation ever, a light tank just romping artillery, right? I think he made this decision because if you look at the minimap, there's really nothing standing in between the red team and friendly artillery, or anything between the red team and Cap. So he took it upon himself to try and blow the game open. So I think it was a good risk to take. Didn't work out for him. That's just going to happen from time to time. Anyway, Type 64, he wrote up a full review. Link in the comments. Go check it out. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.